Everyone now is so focused on the evidence in the Idaho 4 case, which we should be focused on. And the police department was criticized in the past. Then, when Brian became the suspect, they were praised. And then criticism started again, which I think is just. I'm wondering if this department is incompetent. You know, a lot of people made a big deal about the police officers holding those two kids for putting stickers all around. And maybe they handled it wrong the way they did it, but it's good that they did what they did, because people acted like COVID was trivial. If you didn't wear your mask when it first started, you are a fucking idiot. It's scary how dumb people have been with COVID. So it was wonderful that they got on people for putting those anti-COVID stickers around, protesting. Why the fuck would you want to protest something that's for your safety and others? I'm not even going to get on COVID right now because it just pisses me off. But anyway, you know, that wasn't some big deal for everyone to go flipping out over the police about. You know, they did their job, and it was a good thing. It sent a message. But the thing that really gets me when I think about it is they cleared so many people so quickly that it does not seem like they did a good job. It is impossible. When you have a case, like this, it takes a while to clear anyone. I mean, it will take a while to clear one freaking person. So how did they clear so many people within a couple of days? Is it that they just said, oh, I was with this person, then they said, oh, okay, never mind, you're no longer a suspect, or whatever? I mean, it seems like they didn't do any real investigating to clear these people. It is just no freaking way that many people can be cleared. And if you think so, you're pretty stupid. You know, they need to explain how they cleared these people, because it's just impossible. You can't just take somebody's word and say, okay, you're cleared. How did they even clear the two surviving witnesses? There is no way they could clear them that quickly. Impossible. They would be the first two suspects because they're in the house. How the hell could they clear them like that quickly? Just because they said they were in the room, they didn't hear anything? Okay, you're cleared. They need to explain this shit because it is ridiculous. A lot of people talked about this in the beginning and it kind of drifted away. But this is really huge if you think about it, because they could have cleared someone that is definitely involved. I'm going to repeat it again, there is no freaking way they could have cleared that many people that quick. They must have had to do absolutely no investigating. And the reason why I say this is so important, because they're now saying there was other DNA found, but they're blowing it off. They're just focusing on Brian Kohberger's DNA. Why would you blow off all that other DNA? Yes, it was a party house. Yes, it was possibly a drug house. But that other DNA could have been someone else that was involved in the case. So how are you blowing off all the other DNA that you're seeing? Just because his DNA was on a sheath, which does seem damning, but when you talk about possibilities, like I said in my previous videos, there could be a reason for that. So why is all the other people's DNA that's in that place not being looked at as possible suspects? As I said, people were always in that house. So it could have been anyone in that house that committed the crime. So why aren't they looking at all the other DNA and investigating these people to see if they are possible co-conspirators? it just seems like this is a incompetent group of police department. And the FBI were involved, and I pray to God they're not incompetent too. I pray it's just stuff that we don't know right now, we're not hearing, and they're actually looking into all this stuff. But, they, in the statements about the DNA, it sounds like they're blowing it off. When we heard the documents that have just come out about other DNA that was found, it was worded as if they're just blowing it off. And I pray that's not the case. I hope they really are looking into it, but I have a feeling they're not. Because like I said, they cleared so many people that should have been suspects, that were right close to the situation. You just cannot do that in a couple of days for a case that's so big. It is impossible. It's just mind-blowing. Like I said, I don't think we'll ever get the complete truth in this case, but I pray that we get enough that, every possibility has been looked into. And let me say again, I'm not a fangirl of Brian, and I do believe he's involved in some type of way, unless it was the last possibility I talked about with him trading knives or selling a knife to Brent. But if it wasn't one of those possibilities, I think he is involved in some type of way, but I do not think he did it alone. And he may have just been involved in a way that he didn't do it at all. So everything needs to be looked at. And I just think now this police department is incompetent. I think some of the sleuthers and true crime people have done a better job at uncovering things than the police department. Because, it's ridiculous. They seem incompetent. I hope I'm wrong, but they seem incompetent. And I've got to say it again, it's impossible to clear that many people that should be the primary suspects. You can't just say, okay, you're cleared because, my door was shut. That can't clear you. So I don't know. I just pray we find out the truth and justice is served in this case, and that everybody involved ends up paying the price for it, and that no one person is just the scapegoat. Anyway, guys, if you like to hear from someone that looks at all sides of things in an intelligent way and does not mince their words, please hit that like and subscribe button. I hope you have a wonderful day or evening wherever you are, and happy 4th of July.